Today, we're going to be going over the best units in anime Vanguards. Before we hop in it, guys, we're on the road to 1 million subscribers. We are making progress every single day. Make sure you guys smash the subscribe button if you guys want to enter to win 1 million Robux. We're going to be splitting it up amongst a bunch of winners. So on average, you'll be winning Robux. So very high chances to win. Let's get it. All right, first up, we have the worst units in the game, not counting like epics, legendaries, etc. More like mythics plus. So these guys are all like the evoed forms. The problem with them is their DPS is just so low that it makes them not viable. So I definitely recommend skipping the grind on these. Next up, we have some decent units. So these ones are still somewhat usable, but definitely nothing like too crazy. They might be useful in a couple scenarios, but unless you already have them, I wouldn't really recommend grinding for them. I would go for the units above on the tier list. All right, next up, we have the good units. Now these units, they used to be a lot better back in the day, but they're still good. So let's start going over them a little bit. I skip the other tiers because there's not really a whole lot to write about. So our boy Bunny Valentine is pretty decent because of his decent DPS. So hard to make him hard to say he's bad, but the problem is there's just better units out there. All right, next up we have another decent DPS unit. Again, hard to make him stand out. Like there's a ton of units out there that are pretty good. This guy's more of a support unit, so if you guys are looking for a support, he's a pretty good one. And he also pretty nice stun unit is mainly his thing. Unfortunately though, there's better units. People recommend like basically the other versions of him, like Julius and Crocodile, that are now better than him. Jogo is one of the better burn units in the game, but there is better. All right, Medea, he has a cool ability that removes resistances, so keep that in mind. It might be good for your scenario. Ishtar is another great support unit, more if you're using like other fate units. Not a bad look. Our boy Johnny Infinite Spin is another like good support unit. So a lot of these units in this B tier are more like support, so they're good in certain scenarios. This is another good stun unit right here, guys. And we got the best burn unit in the game right here, but I guess burn isn't that good in this, so that's why they're only in the B tier. All right, Igris unfortunately is now ranked a little bit lower on this list. He is a good boss killer unit, and he's also full AoE, which makes it pretty sweet. And he's also immune to stun, so he has like a lot of good scenarios. So Igris is definitely on the good side of B tier. Some people might put him in the A tier, but there's just better units with better DPS that were released after him. Sung Jin Woo is mainly good for infinite mode, so that's kind of why he's ranked higher. But like these are both still great units, so keep that in mind. All right, one thing that's nice about Crocodile and why he's ranked so high on this list, he's like a low budget slow unit. And like you might as well get him because he basically doesn't really cost you anything. He's a freaking epic unit, which is crazy. So that's kind of why he's ranked so high. Just so easy to get for his support. Foboko is another great cheap support unit, and as well as multi-hit, depending if you need that for your third in game mode. And she's also freeze as well, and she also has a cool passive that helps cleanse status effects. So that's pretty sweet. Oh my gosh, I need to remember this guy's name, but he's in like every single game now. He has a cool summoning ability that basically so he's like a summer unit, all right, and he's pretty good. What makes this guy nice is he's very easy to get and he's very cheap as well. So good DPS for his price and how easy it is to get. So if you're a new player, definitely consider getting him. Tengen's another great DPS unit. Medusa has a very good DPS, but again, she's just kind of outclassed by newer units. But if you're an older player, you'll recognize her as being really good. Julius is a good freeze unit right there. Gilgamesh is another great damaging unit, very good. Koji is a really good shield breaking unit. Keep that in mind if you need shield for yours. Freeze and multi-hit, very solid unit right there. Sukuna has cleave, which is unique and basically allows him to combo with other bleed units to make them really OP. All right, now on for the best units in the game. This guy's a very good stalling unit. Keep that in mind for certain game mode. This guy is good support as well as good DPS. Subaru is a buff unit, so if you need a buff unit, bring him. Another good buff unit, guys. So these are like kind of your go-to buffers right there, depending on what you need. She is kind of hard to use, but if you use her right, she can really help you out. He's really good for Paragons and Infinite mode, so keep that in mind. Again, this is another good Paragon Infinite mode unit. Just overall good. He's great DPS. Death has that freeze as well as good DPS, so that's pretty good combo if you ask me. Then we got another freeze unit, so if you want freezes, there's lots of freezes in the game now. He's very expensive but very strong. So if maybe you want to consider him more for Infinite modes. Oh man, so she has like that corruption ability, so if you're have like a corruption based strategy, she's a must have. Great boss killer right here. Very good for the money. Very highly recommended. He's like a general purpose DPS right there. Saber's another like great DPS and overall unit. And this guy's like, he's like full AoE and high DPS. So like overall, he's just an absolute beast. And if you guys want to know who to summon, so these are the go-to to summon if you're a beginner. So Vegeta, Super Awaken, we got Saber and like a bunch of the newer units, but Vegeta's just really easy to get. Legendary units and epic units. I believe Crocodile should also be on this list too. But if you're a new player, getting a good money unit and then, you know, maybe getting a good mythic and evolving it. Leaderboard units right now, Sung Jin Woo's really good for Infinite mode as well as these guys. They're very expensive though, so keep that in mind. Infinite Casual, so if you're just like grinding for fun, it's pretty much the same as the overall list then. Paragon, these are like the best units for the Paragons. Tournament mode, it really just depends on like what element. You just got to match it up with this. So big shout out to the whole tier list team coming up with this tier list. And let me know if you guys want me to make some more Anime Vanguards videos, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.